Hello everyone, it's Glenda and welcome back to my channel, Creative Grandma. I hope everyone is having a happy crochet or knitting day. Well, I went to the antique store yesterday with my husband and I put my back out, so you're not going to see me in this video. I'm sitting here in my PJs trying to relax, but I wanted to ask your help for one pattern that I found, and I just wanted to showcase some of the items that I purchased. Now, I do have a clip inside the antique store where I'm showing you a couple things, but the music was so loud that I'll put that at the end of the video. So I'm going to get started, and I just want to show you what I found. And these items were only like $1.50 a piece. And I like to purchase the items and show you some ideas. So if you are someone who loves to do thread work, you're going to love this video. Now, I also purchased an Afghan because it has a stitch pattern I never seen before. So I'm going to show you that. And if anybody knows what that stitch pattern is, please let me know. So here is the first doily I purchased, but this one is a beautiful star center. You can see how they use some red with Valentine's Day coming up. This might be a fun idea to add some red and white together for a project. Now this next item I purchased was only $1. But I like purchasing things like this because it gives me ideas for the future. So this was just a crocheted flower. So I thought, you know, if you're someone who knows how to read the stitches, you can just recreate this by looking at the stitches. You can count the stitches and you just recreate it. Then there was this little filet doily, very tiny, not even sure, it might be a bookmark. Thought that was cute. And then these little blue motifs. It just shows you how they crocheted them and started putting them together. So again, $1. So I just picked that up. The next item was also $1. And I'm not sure why I bought this. I just buy them because they're crocheted and I think they're interesting, and I think it's interesting for people to see how people join motifs together. So you can see how this was joined. You can see the seams, but it blends in pretty nice. And I could see this maybe recreating this, making a tablecloth or a bedspread. This next doily is a smaller doily. I'd say it's about 6 inches. So if you just wanted something to set a candy dish on or maybe a lamp, it has a circle in the center with a star pattern. And I could see how you could also make this larger, maybe take these points, start them here and just bring the points out. And you could increase this by quite a bit by just repeating that pattern. The next little item I bought was just a crocheted block. And again, it gives you ideas. Here they crocheted the circle, put some shell stitches, and then they brought like the granny square out into like a triangle in the corners and filled it in with single crochet. So some very unique ideas of putting blocks together. The next little doily or block or motif, you want to call it, whatever you want to call it, I'm going to call it a motif. It just looks like somebody was making little motifs, maybe trying to decide maybe to make a tablecloth or a doily and join these together. But I'm not really caring for the center, but I do like the outside edging. And I thought, well, these are ideas for borders. If you could recreate this and form a border, that would be really pretty on a blanket. This next doily I thought was pretty. I like how the star comes out, and I like how it has the shell stitch in between. And look how it almost has a granny look in here. I just thought that was really a cute doily. This next one I thought was pretty. I think this was $2.25. But for someone to put all this time and work into this doily, the other thing you can do is when you're seeing these doilies at the antique stores or craft shows, and most of the time in an antique store, they just about give them away. Because like I said, I only paid like $2.25 and $1.50 for these. This would look pretty if you frame it. If you're someone who loves intricate crochet work, if you have a craft room, frame it in a picture frame with a beautiful colored background, and it just is such beautiful artwork when you do that. This next one is also a unique design. You can see it has the pineapple stitches. It has like the square, almost rectangle center, and then they're putting the fans in the corner. So not really sure where they were going with this design, if this was just a small doily or if they were starting a project. Now, this next doily I purchased, I just wanted to bring to your attention how you can make beautiful doilies by just using fabric and crochet thread. If you found a beautiful fabric, maybe you make your own curtains for your bedroom or one of the rooms in your house, and you think, well, boy, wouldn't a matching set of doilies be perfect? Then buy enough fabric to match your curtains that you make and make the round circle or even rectangle or square, and then crochet a border on it. Wouldn't that be pretty? Not just white, but actually find a beautiful floral fabric or whatever fabric goes with your home decor. So if you look real close, you can see they single crocheted around and then they came around with chain stitches and the design. Just a cool way to maybe spruce up your end tables by using fabric. Then I found this little set of rose motifs. They only wanted $1, so I purchased it. So I'm just going to pull them apart. So there's a total of 6 little rose motifs. So I thought these were really cute, and you can incorporate these in a pattern. Maybe you want to make a circle doily, or maybe you want to keep crocheting around and make them larger. Now, when I'm looking at this, I'm seeing this crochet thread here. So what it looks like is they actually cut a doily apart, save the roses, which is a great idea, because if you have a doily and maybe it's stained, but the roses are in good condition like this, it looks like they just cut them off the doily. Then you could take these white threads off and maybe incorporate them into a doily that you have at home, like right into the fan spaces. And then you could probably add one in the center, and look how that changes that design. So that's another thing to think about when you're at the antique stores or when you're at the flea markets. If you see a destroyed doily but the flower motifs are good, then do the same thing. Just cut them off, repurpose them, and sew them onto another doily. So I just think it's a great idea. You have to think outside the box. So now I'm going to show you a clip from the flea market itself, and then I'm going to come back and ask you for your help for a blanket stitch pattern. So here are some of the crocheted items that I found. This set here is $20 for this oblong doily, and then it has another one here, a round one, and then it has a lacy one, a 3-piece set. Then they have these pot holder sets, that's $10. Here's another one with a little rose and a star pattern. And I like that they have them in plastic bags, so people touching them and picking them up, it keeps them clean. This set is $13. This looks like a pot holder that looks like a clock. This set is $9.95. And then here's some vintage pot holders for $14. And these are all sets of 2. And then I see some doilies with crocheted edging. This one's really pretty. Up here's another one. Here you can see the crocheted edging. This looks like a set of pot holders made with bath towels with crochet edging. This is $10. This video is sponsored by Hooks and Needles. A special shout out to Hooks and Needles for sponsoring this video. Hooks and Needles is a monthly subscription plan where you can get a crochet box, a knit box, and they even have an amigurumi box. And I'll put a link in the description box underneath this video. You can save 20% off your very first box. So let me just give you a short description of what these boxes are all about. Now, monthly subscriptions are not for everyone, but for people who want a wonderful box of crochet or knitting goodness, this is for you. You get beautiful yarns from Italy or Portugal. You don't get one pattern, you're getting 3 different patterns in the crochet box or the knitting box. You get a beginner skill level, an intermediate skill level, and an advanced skill level. So what I say, this is a learning box. This helps you get out of your comfort zone. It teaches you new skills. It gives you yarns you may not otherwise got to use. First, when you open your box of goodness, you're going to get your monthly magazine that has 3 different patterns. It's going to tell you about the yarns. You're going to get the beautiful yarns for the month and any accessories that you need to make that project. Then the knitting box is set up the same way as the crochet box. You're going to get a knitting magazine that tells you about the yarn. You're going to get 3 different patterns, and you're going to get the beautiful yarns and accessories that go with that project. So if you would like more information and learn more about this monthly program, just click that link in the description box. If you feel this is something for you, make sure you use that code CreativeGrandma20 and save 20% off your very first box. You can cancel at any time, and if you need to skip a month because you just didn't quite get that last project done, then you can skip a month, get your project finished, and start up in the next month. They make it so easy to manage your account. So let's get back to the video. Then I found this vintage granny style blanket. I never seen this pattern before. I'm going to get up close and show it to you. Isn't that pretty? And here's what that looks like. And then I found just some odds and ends of crochet blankets. And then I found another crocheted blanket. This is more of a ripple stitch using odds and ends of yarn. I can't find a price on it. Looks like they just used a bunch of scrap yarn. So that was what I seen inside the flea market. Now, this is the last item that I purchased at the flea market. It was a baby blanket. And when I go to the flea markets, I really look at the stitch patterns. And I seen this one, and I thought I never seen the stitch pattern before. So if you look, it looks like there's 2 double crochet, it looks like a chain, and then a single crochet. And then it looks like maybe a chain, 2 double crochet, a chain, and single crochet. It just creates a beautiful stitch pattern, and I never seen that before. So I'm going to lay this down. I'm going to show it to you what it looks like. So if anyone knows what this stitch pattern is, again, I'm going to hold it up closer. If anyone has ever seen this stitch pattern or knows what it is, please let me know. Now, I really don't like ripping blankets apart and reverse engineering them, but I may have to on this one. So I'm just going to stretch this a little so you can see it a little better. Again, if anyone knows what this stitch pattern is, please let me know. So that is it for my video today. Let me know in the comments section if you have any ideas of what you would do with some of the doilies that I seen. Would you increase the size? Would you just keep them as show? Would you frame them as show pieces in your craft room? Would you cut those roses apart if the doily was damaged and repurpose them onto another doily? I'm curious, so let me know. So thank you everybody for stopping by. And again, please let me know if you know what this stitch pattern is. So until next time, stay inspired and happy crocheting. Bye, everyone.